Dad's secret remote collection. So last weekend, my family decided it was finally time to tackle the attic. You know the drill, a mountain of dust, random boxes, and the occasional spider that thinks it's the rightful owner of the place. Mom, my brother, and I formed a reluctant cleaning brigade, each armed with brooms and a sense of impending doom. Somewhere between why do we still have these old VHS tapes? And who thought keeping a broken lamp was a good idea? We discovered a mysterious box tucked away in the corner. It was labeled Dad's Secret with red marker, which immediately made my brother speculate if Dad had a hidden stash of candy he never shared with us. Curiosity piqued, we gathered around the box like pirates discovering treasure. As we lifted the lid, we were greeted not by candy, but by what could only be described as an inventory from an electronics graveyard. There were remote controls of all shapes and sizes, some for devices we didn't even remember owning. The oldest one looked like it could operate a TV from the Stone Age. My brother, ever the comedian, suggested that Dad had been running a secret side business as a remote control collector, and this was his prized collection. We were in stitches as we pulled out remote after remote, each seemingly more archaic than the last. There was a universal remote that had more buttons than a spaceship control panel. One remote was so ancient that it might have controlled fire. Seriously, it had a button labeled Ignite. As we laughed and marveled at the sheer number of remotes, Mom finally called Dad up to the attic to explain himself. Dad strolled in, chuckling at our discovery, and said he'd been saving them for emergencies. With a smirk, he explained how every time a remote went missing, he'd secretly buy a new one, only for the kids to find the old one 2 days later. He figured, why throw them away when you could have backup upon backup? Then, with perfect comedic timing, he ended with, well, kids, I guess you could say I've been living a life of remote control. We groaned at the pun, but couldn't help but laugh at the absurdity of it all. Dad, the remote hoarder, had turned an attic cleanout into a family comedy show.